super readers and writers, we have been working so hard in phonics, and do you know why? So that we can read even words that we've never seen before. Today I want to teach you that when you are reading, you can use all of your powers, your picture power, pointer power, and your word part power to figure out tricky words and see what the words say. We use our picture power by looking at the picture to figure out what the words say. Like how this word starts with but I'm not sure what it says. And this word starts with but I'm not sure what it says. This is a sight word. I know that that's and. I know and in a snap. So this says and Let's use our picture power to figure out what those words could be. I see a mouse. That starts with an and I see a monkey. That starts with an I used the picture to help me figure out what these words say. Now I realize that it says mouse and monkey. I see the mouse here, and I see the monkey here. I used the picture to help me figure out the words. While I was reading, I used my pointer power. I used my finger to look at the words as I read them. Mouse and monkey. I put my finger under the word while I read it. Mouse and monkey. I do that so that I make sure I read every sound in the word. And we know how to use our word part power by looking at super words like at and putting a letter in front of it like H. This says at, hat. But if I put an S in front of it, it would say s, at, sat. And now I know I can read other words that have the part at in them by reading the first sound and then reading at like this, s, at, sat. We can use all of those powers to help us read. I have really exciting news, super readers. Someone left a book on my chair. When I came in the room, it was just here. I'm not sure who left it, and I'm not sure what it's about. But can you guys help me read this book today by using our picture power, our pointer power, and our word part power to figure out tricky words? Let's read the title of this story. I win. I use my pointer power, I. And I use my word part power. I know that this says in. And when I put w in front of it, it says win. So I know this says I win. And that makes sense to me because this looks like a medal. It looks like a first place medal that you would get if you win something. So now I know for sure that this says I win. Let's keep reading. Let's use our pointer power. This is a tricky word. Let's use our word part power. Is there a word part in this word that we know? I know the word an. I know an. And in front of an it says r. That must be the word ran. That makes sense because it looks like this elephant is running in the picture. Now we can read it with our pointer power. I ran. The cat, I can tell it's a cat in the picture, and this looks like the word cat. The cat ran. I know that's ran because I already read the word ran here. We ran and ran. That makes sense. These are our sight words, we and. So we already knew those words. And ran are words that we've already seen. It even matches the picture. What's this word? I see in, and when we put w in the front, it's win. This says, I win, said, This word looks familiar. It has an in it, just like ran did. But this one has a J in the front. So this must say Jan. Let's read this sentence again. I win, said Jan. I am so This is a tricky word. Can you help me read it? I can tell that it has the word part it in it, just like sit and bit and hit. But this one has a F in front of it. So this one must say it. Fit. Let's try reading that sentence again. I am so fit. I am hot. 2. Uh-oh, I'm already stuck on this word. It has a familiar word part though. It has the word part it. Kind of like in bit or hit or fit. But this it has a S in front of it. So this must be it. Sit. Let's try reading this sentence again. Sit with a fan, said the cat. We sat and sat. We sat and sat. Okay, we used our pointer power while we read because we always point to the words as we read them. And we used our picture power to match what was going on in the words and what was going on in the picture. And we used our word part power to figure out tricky words like when. We noticed that this word has in it, kind of like the word fin or pin or bin or tin, but this one has a w sound in front. So we know that this is in. Win! Let's try reading this book again now that we know all of those tricky words. I win. Don't forget to use your pointer power while you read. I ran. The cat ran. And I can tell that the words match the pictures, so it makes sense, just like you super writers do in your writing. We ran and ran. That matches the picture. That's what's happening in the picture. I win, said Jan. I am so fit. I am hot too. Sit with a fan, said the cat. We sat and sat. You super readers know that our brains get bigger and stronger the more we practice new things. So we read this book and we figured out the tricky words. But now I think we should go and look at all of those tricky words so that we can really practice our word part power. This word has a word part. It has the word part in. If we put B in front of in, it would say bin. If we put a P in front of in, it would say pin. If we put a F in front of in, it would say fin. But this in has a W in front of it. W says w. So let's read this word using our word part power. W, in, win. This is the word win. Let's try another tricky word that we can use our word part power on. I found one. This word right here. It has 3 letters. It has the word part an. If we put a C in front of an, it would say can. If we put an F in front of an, it would say fan. If we put an M in front of an, it would say man. But this an has the consonant R in front of it. R says R, like rainbow. Let's read this using our word part power. R, an, ran. This is the word ran. I found a ran again. Do we need to use our word part power to read it again? Or do we just remember that this says ran? I remember that that's the word ran. Let's turn the page and see if we can find another word we can use our word part power on. The word ran again. Ran, ran. Now I've read it so many times that I know it's ran, even without using my word part power. Just using my smart brain. Ran, ran. I found a word we can use word part power on right here. Now, this word was in the title, but maybe you forgot it. It has the word part in it. If we put a P in front of in, it would say pin. If we put a T in front of in, it would say tin. But there's a W in front of this in. W says w. Let's use our word part power to read this. W, in, win. W, in, win. It's the word win. Let's try another word. I found one here. This word, it has the word part it in it. If we put an S in front of it, it would say sit. If we put a P in front of it, it would say pit. If we put an M in front of it, it would say mit. But there's a F in front of this it. F says f. Let's read that word using our word part power. F. It, fit. This must be the word fit. Let's see if we can find any more words to use our word part power on. I found another one. This word also has it in it, just like fit. Fit had an F in front of it, so it said fit. This has an S. S says s. Let's read this using our word part power. S. It, sit. This must be the word sit. Let's try one more word. This one right here. I see that it has the word part at in it, just like cat or bat or pat or mat or rat or fat. But this at has an S in front of it. S says s. So let's read this word using our word part power. S. At, sat. This must be the word sat. And now that we know how to read it, we can read it again right here. We see sat again. I want to remind your super reader brains about our vowels. Remember that we have 5 vowels. A, E, I, O, U. I'll show you. A, E, I, O, U. Those are our vowels. How many vowels? 5. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at them one more time, and let's say their sounds this time. A says ah. It's a vowel. E says eh. It's a vowel. I says I. It's a vowel. O says ah. It's a vowel. U says it's a vowel. And today we learned about some very important word parts again. At and an. Those both start with the vowel A. A says ah, like at and an. We also learned about the very important word parts it and in. It and in start with the vowel I. I says it, like it and in. It is the word part that you might hear in a word like lit, or mit, or fit, or pit, or bit. In is a word part that you might hear in a word like pin, or bin, or fin, or win. At is a word part that you might hear in a word like mat, or bat, or cat, or sat, or rat. An is a word part that you might hear in a word like ran, or fan, or can, or pan, or man. And soon we'll learn about even more word parts that start with the vowel U that says the vowel E that says and the vowel O that says ah. But for now, we have these 4 very special word parts: at, an, it, and in. We can put consonants in front of them to make even more words, just like we did today. It's time for Fast Phonics. Let's read our vowel names and sounds, and then read our words. A, apple. E, egg. I, igloo. O, octopus. U, umbrella. Now let's read our words. Pay attention, super readers, because today, instead of spelling the words, we're just going to read them. Try to read them with me. I, can, the, see, we, me, a, like, to, and go. Now we get to look at our letter and our word that we're studying. Our letter is still O. O makes the sound, like we hear at the beginning of the word octopus, or otter, or office. O makes the sound. What's the name of the letter? O. What's the sound it makes? I'm going to write an uppercase and lowercase o because that's the letter that makes the sound. like at the beginning of octopus. Uppercase O is tall, because uppercase letters are always tall. So we start at the top. We go around and close. Lowercase o is small, so we start at the dotted line. We go around and close. This is the letter T. It says T, like turtle. This is the letter O. It says A, like octopus. This is the letter P. It says P, like pig. Let's read the sounds. T, A, P. Let's put it together. Top. Now let's read the word top. This is the letter B. It says B, like ball. This is the letter O. It says A, like octopus. This is the letter P. It says P, like pig. Let's read the sounds. B, A, P. Let's put them together slowly. Bop. Let's read the word. Bop. This is the silly word, bop. This is the word you. Let's read it. You. Read it again. You. You is the word we use when we're talking to or about someone else. Like I'm talking to you. This is you. Let's spell it together. Let's whisper spell it. Y-O-U. You. Let's shout spell it if no one is sleeping around you. Y-O-U. You. Let's sing it like let's sing it like an opera singer. Y-O-U. You. Let's try it like a scary monster. Y-O-U. You. That's the word you. Now let's write the word you. We start with our fall letter, our Y. We slant and fall down. And then we slant in. And then our O goes around. And then our U dips down, up and down. Y-O-U. This is the word you. You. How do you feel, Dot? Do you like milk? Tom on top. Can you see a firehouse? I can see a fire truck. I can see a firefighter. I can see a hose. I can see a hat. I can see a pot. I can see Tom on top. Today we learned that when we read, we need to use all three of our powers. Our strong pointer power, our picture power, and our word part power.